Vision of Grace in the studios of Herzog Entertainment. Inspiring gospel, inspirational, with your host, homegrown from Baton Rouge, Brian Herzog.
Brian Herzog.
It's Vision of Grace live. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Yantana Turo, my special guest here on Vision of Grace live. Welcome to the program. You are extremely welcome because you are one of our brand new, the newest sponsor of Vision of Grace. Number one, I want to say thank you so very much for your newfound relationship, our family ship with Herzog Entertainment, Vision of Grace, BRB Network TV. Number one, thank you so very much for being a part of our family.
I also just want to say thank you to you, Mr. Herzog, for allowing me the opportunity to be here today. And I just want to thank God for that also. Thank you.
Thank you. Jesus is where it goes, because if it wasn't for God, we would not have found ourselves.
Well, I just look at it in God's time. And a while back, I was at the time, well, I thought under my times I was ready for certain things, but it's just the way that God works in His time. And I just let Him lead His way in my life and also in the business.
Okay. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you were trying to reach out or considering reaching out.
Yes.
But some kind of way we found each other.
Yes.
And it's amazing how we found each other, because we found each other. You sent a message on Facebook.
That's correct.
And when I saw that message, I was like, And next thing you know, I gave you a call. And all of a sudden, boom.
That's it.
Just like that. Here we are today. You're a sponsor of Vision of Grace, and you have a Trichology Center. Now, for a lot of people out there that may not understand what Trichology is, there are a lot of folks out there that may have a deficiency in terms of their hair growth, their hair, something very visual. There's a lot of folks out there that are having hair issues. You're getting a little bit older, and you're saying, oh man, I'm getting thinner. Oh, I'm getting this little spot right here, a spot right there. Maybe my dad might have had it too. So, oh well, here it is. But in fact, there are professions, and a profession is what we're talking about, where you can actually potentially not lose your hair, and you very well may not have to accept that terrible fact, correct?
That is absolutely correct, Mr. Herzog. There are over actually 90 million Americans that are experiencing hair loss issues. They don't know why. There are different causes. It could be from hereditary. It could be from deficiencies, hormonal issues, diet, stress, trauma. Wow. There are several reasons. And also a lack of knowledge, of product knowledge, is also the key too. You have a lot of people that are using products, just picking up anything off the shelves, not knowing exactly what to use them, thinking it's for everyone. But everything out there is not always just for everyone, and that's where I fall in, being able to help each individual person according to their individual need. If their hair can come back, how can I help restore their hair?
Yeah, because now, you and I talked about, and I'm learning a lot about your business, and one of the things that I learned was that there's a lot of products out there that are on the market that do work.
Yes.
There are products that do work. Some may work a little faster than others, but there's a trick that there is, and I've learned this through you, through a professional, that it is a synthetic hormone. A hormone that is not real, that is man-made, and that synthetic hormone is actually completing a project, a chemistry, if you will, so that the hair starts to grow, getting that missing element. However, because of the fact that it is a synthetic hormone, and I'm not want to say any names, because I don't want to be held liable and people calling me talking about, man, you talked about my products. I don't want to do that. But the thing is, there's a synthetic hormone in a lot of these chemicals that allow your hair to grow, but the very second the very day or a little bit after that you get off of it, eventually your hair will revert to whatever it would have been if you've never ever would have used it in the first place, correct?
Oh, that's so correct. My. There's so many products out there that people are just picking up and using, and they use it for a minute and they wonder why is their hair falling back out again. But a lot of times people who may prescribe them to take those medications, or even just them picking up over the shelves, they're figuring, well, what's going on? And that's not just African Americans. It's all races, all genders, and what it's doing is it's telling this. It's like a fake hormone that's actually saying, okay, hey, we have hair here, and once you stop taking it, then the hair falls right back out, and that's the whole trick to that. But however, there are some products, and we also have one at our Trichology Center that is not a fake hormone. It's all natural ingredients, and we use this one of our top sellers there that helps people to restore their hair back who do have a follicle there. It also helps with bald spots and all types of alopecia. It also helps with different type of scalp disorders.
Now, you know, you are a perfect fit for Vision of Grace because your business is located in the same business as the Anointed Hair Salon, and your theme is Christian oriented.
That's it.
You know, you have Christian music being played in the background.
That's correct.
You were telling me you don't allow any gossiping and carrying on.
No.
So, you know, this is a perfect fit. This partnership we have, and we're going to talk a little bit further about the Trichology Center, what it is that you're doing in a minute, and also explain what the difference is between what you're doing and a lot of different options that are out there. And we're going to do that. Right now, we're going to go ahead and go to Karen Clark Sherrod and Dorinda Clark Cole with He Knows. Here it is on Vision of Grace.
Inspiring gospel. Inspirational.
With your host, homegrown from Baton Rouge, Brian Herzog.
Brian Herzog. It's Vision of Grace live.
Many accept hair loss as if there's nothing that can be done about it. Times have changed. The Trichology Center of Louisiana, stimulating your hair growth by educating, treatments, and breakthrough technology, hair and scalp analysis, hair detoxification treatment, laser therapy, and more, using the most effective products in the industry, as well as our own line of products created by our company. We're a part of the solution. Comfortable waiting areas with very little wait time. The Trichology Center of Louisiana, located in the same building as Anointed Hand Salon and more.
Inspiring gospel. Inspirational.
With your host, homegrown from Baton Rouge, Brian Herzog.
Brian Herzog. It's Vision of Grace live.
Kirk Franklin, ladies and gentlemen, with I Smile. Right now, we're in studio inside of a Vision of Grace mix right now with Yatana Toro, which is one of our brand new sponsors. Did I say it right?
Turo. Yatana Turo.
I said Toro.
Turo.
I said Toro instead of Turo.
That's correct.
That's right. Get me right. Straighten me up. Yatana Toro.
That's correct.
And you have what is called a Trichology Center.
That's correct.
You're one of our brand new sponsors, fresh sponsors of Vision of Grace, and you're servicing people out there, giving folks hope. And one of the things that I was talking about was, you know, we were talking about some products out there allow your hair to grow, but with a synthetic hormone, it helps your hair to grow. But once you get off of that chemical, it's almost like a drug. You hooked on it, because once you start, you got to stay on it. It's like a lifetime investment you got to have. But what I think is amazing about what it is that you're doing is you're working, and you used the word holistically when we first spoke.
That's correct.
And what you're doing is literally stimulating the hair to grow naturally.
That's correct.
And that way, with what you're doing, if you can get it to move, they can keep it.
That's correct.
Now that's amazing.
That is correct.
That's amazing.
There are so many things out there that's giving people false hopes, false names, and we're here to help. We're not there to help anyone or give anyone any false intentions or false hopes. We're there to help restore the hair and scalp from a holistic standpoint. And even just if it's just to help a person who follicles may be dead, but just find other solutions there for them.
That's right. Because you're also stopping people from losing additional hair by them treating their hair differently.
That's correct. And it's just so many things that we have to offer there. As far as our laser hair therapy, we also have the hair and scalp analysis, where we're able to go in and see if there is a hair follicle there. And then even also people who may have scalp disorders, and even things simple as dandruff, psoriasis, we're able to get a deep look of what the hair and scalp actually looks like compared to what the visual eye can see.
Amazing. We're going to talk a little bit more on this.
Inspiring gospel. Inspirational.
With your host,
homegrown from Baton Rouge, Brian Herzog.
Brian Herzog.
It's Vision of Grace Live.
Many accept hair loss as if there's nothing that can be done about it. Times have changed. The Trichology Center of Louisiana, stimulating your hair growth by educating, treatments, and breakthrough technology, hair and scalp analysis, hair detoxification treatment, laser therapy, and more, using the most effective products in the industry, as well as our own line of products created by our company. We're a part of the solution. Comfortable waiting areas with very little wait time. The Trichology Center of Louisiana, located in the same building as Anointed Hands Salon and more.
Inspiring gospel. Inspirational.
With your host,
homegrown from Baton Rouge, Brian Herzog.
Brian Herzog.
It's Vision of Grace Live.
Meanwhile, we're about to draw to a close of this particular episode, but before we do, I want to talk a little bit more about Trichology, and so that everyone will know what our new sponsor does, because you need to understand what our new sponsor does. And let's talk a little bit more on some of the effects and some of the things that you're doing to give people hope.
Oh yeah, we're there to help. We're not there to give you false hopes or false dreams. We're just there to give you the facts, the straight out facts of what it is, what we see, what we can do to help. But however, we're not a medical doctor, and we just want to make that known. We don't diagnose, treat, or cure any type of disease or disorder.
Thank you so very much for coming in and giving hope, because there is actually hope for folks out there.
That's
and
correct.
Folks, if you want some of that hope, there's a number on the bottom of the screen. You make sure you take care of it and give her a call.
Yeah.
Once again, my name is Brian Herzog, your host for today's show. Yatana Turo,
yes.
That's right, is our guest today on Vision of Grace, and thank you for your sponsorship. Once again, I'm Brian Herzog, your host for today's show, Vision of Grace Live. Don't forget, you can go to www.herzog.com. Check us out online. We will see you next week on the next edition of Vision of Grace. See you next time.
God bless.
Inspiring gospel. Inspirational.
With your host,
homegrown from Baton Rouge,
Brian Herzog.
Brian Herzog.
It's Vision of Grace Live.